Hello there, you absolute legends. Emma McElhinney here with Piss Off Perimenopause and the musings of a bullshit queenager. I am here to ruin your misconceptions about perimenopause, fat loss, and kick midlife in the face. So if you think your 40s are a drag, think again. Because every week I am going to be stripping down the myths about perimenopause. I'm serving you raw, unfiltered truths about your health and smashing misconceptions about fat loss. And a whole lot more. So if you thought you knew midlife, you don't know the half of it. Aging is inevitable, but getting old is a choice. So buckle up, grab a glass of something yummy, and let's get to it. Welcome to another episode of Piss Off Perimenopause and the ramblings of a rebel queenager. I completely nearly forgot what my own podcast was called there. See, sometimes this menopause stuff's really good because it just means that you can just claim brain fog. In actual fact, you're just dizzy and forgot things. Okay, today is a big topic. This topic is actually something that I really love because actually this topic is what I've been doing for the last 10 years. But we're just going to get into it today because I don't have anything funny, don't have any stories to tell you, and you probably just don't care that there's no stories or funny. You just actually want to get into whatever this new buzzword on the street is all about. Lifestyle medicine. It's all over Instagram, TikTok, lifestyle medicine. I'm a lifestyle medicine practitioner. I actually am a lifestyle medicine practitioner, but I don't use it. Maybe I should use it. Maybe it would be a good way for marketing. Anyway, other current buzzwords we're loving: biohacking. I saw somebody on social media who has lost a fuck ton of weight in a very short amount of time claim that they are not on the weight loss medications. They have just been biohacking. To actually, oh Jesus Christ, I might actually do an episode on biohacking all by itself. But basically, there's always going to be wanky terms. For a while, it was balance. Wellness actually is a bit of a buzzword. Identity, another one. I actually use identity quite a lot. But anyway, lifestyle medicine is not about sitting in Bali drinking an acai chia blah, 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 green juice and absorbing the sun's rays, okay? And it's not about £80 a month supplements either. It's about lifestyle medicine is about taking control and taking ownership of your own health in ways that medicine can't do. All right, simple as that. So if you go to the doctor and you go, I am exhausted, I can't sleep, I've gained weight, I am moody, I'm crabby, and more often than not, they might test your hormones depending on your age. More often than not, they'll just say, well, this is what it is. This is menopause. This is what it is. Lose weight, or here's an antidepressant. Learn how to de-stress. Ride it out. Right. So this is where lifestyle medicine comes in. And when I explain more about what it actually is, you'll just be like, oh, Emma, this is what you've been talking about for nearly 10 years, right? So lifestyle medicine is not anything to do with being anti-medical community. It's not anti-doctor. It's not woo-woo. This is the science of health. This is what happens when you actually look after your health and you become an active participant in looking after your health. Because what we are actually taught from a health point of view doesn't always equate to the facts, okay? So lifestyle medicine is evidence-based, right? So lifestyle medicine works, it's proven, and basically it's a discipline? I don't know. I don't know if that's the right word, but it uses lifestyle interventions to prevent and to treat, and sometimes will reverse chronic conditions. So basically, in Emma language, it's how you live your life, it's how you eat your food, it's how you move your body, it's how you sleep at night, it's how you handle stress, and it's the quality of your relationships, right? So the 6 pillars, and these are the recognized pillars of lifestyle medicine, is nutrition, movement, sleep, stress, relationships, and the avoidance of risky substances. Okay. So we're going to input in here mental health as part of the stress management conversation. So we know all this, right? None of this is rocket science. None of this is new. You know this. But because it's simple, it doesn't mean to say that it's easy. Because when we see people practicing lifestyle medicine online and social media and TikTok, it's become performative. It's become the aesthetic of wellness. It's not the reality of wellness. So just because someone is wearing very tonal and beige Lululemons and they're drinking out their Stanley Cup and they're going to their hot yoga and they are eating kale, that's the aesthetic of wellness. It's not real life. Well, I don't know anybody in real life that's how they live their life. So lifestyle medicine is not about the perfect routines. It's not about the cold plunges. It's not about the um, open water swimming. It's about showing up. It's about the messy stuff. It's about human. It's about, you know, taking ownership and saying, "Do you know what? I can't control what my bloody hormones are doing, but you know what I can control? I can control me. I can control my habits." And it's about not about being perfect, it's about the progress that you make. Progress, not perfection, is one of a big fundamental value of my coaching. Progress, not perfection. Better, not best. So it's about being proactive. It's about being productive, not about being perfect. And the research is all there. The research shows it. In fact, the International Menopause Society did a big white paper on this and released it to all and sundry. You can go on their website and find the white paper and read it if you want. You don't need to read it. But we know lifestyle factors reduce the risk of heart disease. We know they can reverse type 2 diabetes. We know it can improve dementia outlooks. We know certain cancers can be improved and reduce risk by lifestyle. So when people say, oh, what do you mean lifestyle? Yeah, that's where the power is. So it's actually one of the most powerful things that you can grab a hold of and change for your improved health, for you to live an extra 5, 10 years, because ultimately that's what it's all about, is being as healthy as you possibly can so that you can do as much as you possibly can, so you can have as much of an impact as you can, so that you can change lives, that you can change your children's life, you can improve your grandchildren's life. Um, it's powerful. It's really powerful. So in perimenopause, in this 40s, 50s era, these hormone fluctuations seem to magnify everything. So, see in the olden days when you were skipping meals, when you could push through the tiredness, when you could go 3 nights clubbing and sleep 3 hours, when you're relying on caffeine or nicotine or wine or vodka to survive the week, you can't do that anymore. You know that. You know that that's not something that you even want to do, never mind can do. But so many women still will go, right, I need to lose some weight, so I'm just going to skip meals, or I'm just going to eat a very low calorie diet, or I'll just drink coffee instead of having lunch. Right. Your body's operating system's changed. I've said this before, like when you were 20, you were on IS one, and now in your 40s or 50s, you're on IS, whatever the new one is, 18, 17, 12, 5, don't know, no idea. But the way your body changes, you have to change, because if you don't change, and I mean from a psychology point of view, from a physiology point of view, you are going to hate your life because you're going to feel miserable. You're going to look horrific. You're just not going to feel like yourself, right? So you have to change. So as you get older, your hormone shifts are going to you're going to be more sensitive to stress. You're going to be more sensitive to tiredness. You're going to be more sensitive to like blood sugar swings. And this is how you start stabilizing you and stabilizing your system. So you can't just eat less and move more now to lose weight. You need better. You need less restriction, you need less rules, you need more nourishment. God, it's so boring that word nourishment. You can't pull all-nighters anymore. You can't skip meals anymore because there's consequences. Like if you don't eat breakfast, right? So this is really common. If you don't eat breakfast, you will find yourself raiding the bread basket at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, or biscuits, or sweeties, or something. If you feel stressed all of the time, you're not going to have good sleep. You're not going to have good stable moods. You're not going to lose weight. You're not going to do all the things that you want to do, all because of sleep. So when you tell me, and people tell me, but I'm doing everything right and it's not working, right? You're doing everything right that maybe was working 20 years ago. The rule book has changed, things has changed, and this is why all of this lifestyle stuff is essential, because it's about giving your body the right inputs for now, where you are now, not where you were 10, 15, 20 years ago. So again, Not about punishing your body. It's about learning to support your body, give it what it needs, not what you think it needs. Now, how do we get better at it, right? So you're probably going to be like, yeah, yeah, I know all this. So it's not always about the what, it's about the how. So, like these six pillars that I talked about, lifestyle medicine, nutrition. How can you just take a good, hard, honest look at what you're doing with your nutrition just now? It doesn't need to be complicated. You don't need the perfect macro calorie counted meal plan. Nobody needs that. Nobody sticks to a meal plan anyway. Are you eating 3 meals a day? Are you eating 5 portions of fruit and veg a day? Are you eating protein at every meal? Are you drinking more than 2 litres of water a day? Are you reducing your alcohol intake? Are you reducing your ultra processed food? Are you eating slow? Are you not eating till you're overstuffed? Right? See those things alone, like they are fundamental things that we do in my programs. That will change. Those things will change absolutely everything for you before we even touch on anything else. You're the What you do, how you look, how you feel, the energy levels that you have is a consequence of what you put in. So if you're not putting in all these things, you're not going to be your best physical version. Okay. Movement. No more boot camps. No more high intensity. Lift some weights. Take some rests in between lifting weights. Walk more. Stretch a bit more. Think strong, not shredded. Like, if you want to get shredded and you want to do a bodybuilding competition, by all means, go for your guns, but it's not the best thing for your hormones because it requires so much dedication. It requires so much training. It requires the most regimented food plan that is not sustainable. Like, true bodybuilders do not stay in that place for any longer than they have to. My old coach years ago, she was a bikini model competitor. So that was like a step, not a step down, but the class down from bodybuilder. Her period stopped. She was so under not, she couldn't even lift a bloody deadlift. She couldn't lift a weight. And she was training hard and she lost her strength. Even though she had more muscle, because you could see it popping through her skin, period stopped. So it's not a healthy place to be. Being shredded is not overly healthy. So even just getting to the gym or doing a home workout a couple of times a week with weights could be the single best investment that you make in your future health. Um, Sleep. Now, this one is quite hard because it's a bit of a vicious cycle. Hormones impact your sleep quality and your sleep quantity. Stress impacts your sleep. Nutrition impacts your sleep. And then when you don't have enough sleep, that impacts your nutrition. That impacts your stress. So it is a bit of a vicious cycle, but you can still do the actions. You can still improve the controls that you have. So, go to bed at a decent time, not waiting up till midnight watching another episode of Selling Sunset, which by the way is I hate reality TV. Yet I love Selling Sunset. Right. But go to bed at 10:30. Switch off your phone at 9:30. Reduce the caffeine after lunchtime, no screens, no social media. Um, if you wake up in the night, don't reach for your phone. If you're still awake after 20 minutes, get up and go and sit in a different darkened room with a blanket. Read a book until you feel tired again. Don't have electronics in the bedroom. Bedroom is for sleeping in for sexy time. Unless you're me and then it's just sleeping. Um, Stress, right? I cannot take your stress away from you. You cannot take your stress away from it. We all have stress. We all thrive on little bits of stress. But if you are experiencing periods of high stress, you've maybe got deadlines, or there's maybe something going on with your mum and dad, or there's maybe something going on with the kids, or you're having relationship problems, you can still put recovery into your day. You can still go for a walk. You can still journal. You can still watch some comedy on the TV. You can still say no to people that are like time sucks. So the goal necessarily isn't all calm all the time. It's about managing your capacity better. Um, and yeah, we have a lot of people have this kind of mindset thing of they're the organizer, they're the responsible one, no one else can do it as good as them, they're the control freak. Can I have to let some of that stuff go sometimes and, either ask for help, and asking for help is not a weakness. Asking for help is actually, measuring out the responsibility. Um, yeah. I talk about this example a lot, and it's very common. It was very common when I was married, and it was very common with my clients that are in relationships where their partner asks them to remind them to do something. You're like, No, no. You have a post-it note and you have a calendar you can remind yourself. But anyway, relationships. This is one of the pillars. Um, we need relationships. We need good quality relationships. We are the sum of the people that we spend the most time with. So if you are hanging about with people that are not looking after themselves, they are eating trash, they're not moving, they're talking negatively all the time, like you will become that. Like that's just how that works. But we still obviously need connection. And since COVID, like more and more people are not necessarily isolated, but they work from home more. They don't see people as many people day to day. We don't see our friends as much. We've got other responsibilities. So relationships matter. That connection matters. If you don't have any hobbies, think about what brings you joy. Can you do something, even if it's just once a month, that brings you joy? Like join a fitness class, join a sewing group, a book club, something that brings connection. Um, and joy, like there's not really a lot of things like that where I live because I live in quite a small town. But there's so many things in bigger towns that I see. I'm like, oh, that would be amazing. But realistically, I'm not going to travel 40 minutes to go to a club on a Thursday night. Um, but yeah, just see what brings you joy, what you used to like doing when you were a kid. Pick some old hobbies up again. Substances, right? So we all know that like we shouldn't be taking cocaine and heroin and dropping acid and knocking back some MDMA or ketamine, right? We know this stuff, but when we talk about absence of damaging substances, right? We're not just talking about the illegal things. We're talking about alcohol. We're talking about vapes. We're talking about processed foods. Um, so common alcohol is a really common um, substance that a lot of women in their 40s and 50s use to self-soothe or to unwind or to de-stress. And the odd glass of wine here and there ain't going to do you any harm. But it's if you're having like a couple of bottles of wine over the course of a week, that probably is going to do you harm because it's damaging it wreaks havoc with your hormones and your blood sugar levels, therefore your sleep and your mood, your skin. So have a good evaluation of those areas for yourself, your nutrition, your movement, your mental health, your sleep, your relationships, your substances. Have a good, like, even if you just write them down on a list and rate them out of 10, there's this, for anybody that's had any kind of life coaching, and I do this with my bespoke clients, the wheel of life it's called, and you have a circle and it's split into, depends how many you want, but say it's split into 6 areas. And we'll use these 6 subjects like relationships, substances, stress, mental health, sleep, food and exercise. If you break that circle into a pizza with 6 pizza slices and put in a dot, like if the outside of the circle is 10 and the inside of the circle is 1, where would you rate each pizza slice? And then when you join the dots round. And the goal is not to have everything at 10, that's unrealistic. But if you've got some things that are a 1, so if your nutrition's trash, but your relationships are good and you don't partake in damaging circumstances there at 10, it's going to look a bit wonky. So the goal there is to bring your nutrition up to 5, for example. Um, anyway, that was often a bit of a tangent, life coaching tangent. And you can actually use that wheel of life with other aspects of your life. So very commonly, if I was working with clients, I'd be looking at career, I'd be looking at self-development, I'd be looking at health, I'd be looking at money, I'd be looking at relationships, hobbies. You can put any subject in there. Anyway, so the real barrier to this stuff isn't knowledge. You knew all of this stuff. You know that you should eat well. You know that you should sleep better. You know that you should manage your mental health. You know that you should hang about with good people that help you thrive. You know that you shouldn't be like snorting cocaine. So it's not knowledge, but it's action and it's identity. So the biggest barrier to this stuff isn't time or motivation, although you probably say it is. It's it's who you are, bluntly. Sorry, hashtag sorry, not sorry. It's who you are as a person. It's your identity. Because every single person listening to this knows what to do. I'm hitting my leg with the passion here. You know what to do, but if you don't believe that you're the kind of person that sticks to it, then you're not going to stick to it. If you don't believe that you've got the motivation to do this stuff consistently, you're not going to do it consistently. You've got to change your identity to believe that you can do these things. It's never a lack of willpower because that's just perfectionism. There's always a bit of a level of guilt. Oh God, I tried all that and it didn't work. I can't do that. And there's a bit of shame attached to it as well. Um, and kind of as a generation, we've been raised that we can have it all, that everybody else comes first, that the kids come first, so that when life gets busy, and we are the first thing that drops. Our health, like think about it, when you're busy, you stop exercising, or you stop meal prepping, or you start going to bed later because everything else is coming first, right? So true lifestyle medicine is asking you to flip the switch on that. It's asking you to look at your habits as a form of self-respect, not as a form of selfishness, not as a form of this takes up so much time. These are the basics that we should be doing as our own self-worth. So yeah, self-worth. Um, so when you start believing that you are a person that eats well, that looks after their health, that puts themselves first, that sets boundaries, you know, that person who is in these are my clients, like because that's what they are buying when they buy from me, is they are buying back self-worth because they become the type of person that does this stuff on automatic. And they're not lucky. They don't have a faster metabolism. They don't have maids that can do the work for them. They're not lucky. They're training themselves to be different. They're training themselves to be a different type of person that they want to be. Somebody that takes care of themselves, somebody that recognizes when they need to take a step back, or when they need to rest, or when they should move, or when they should eat something different. And when your identity lines up with that, that's when it all becomes easier, because it's not about that. These women are not waiting to feel ready. They just start doing instead of waiting. Because once you start doing, like the motivation comes after the action. You don't ever wait to be motivated to do something because it might not come. You do the action and then motivation comes. That is psychology. That's not me saying that. That's actual proven. So when you start behaving and start acting like the person that you want to be, that's when the actions follow. And that's when the feelings follow. That's when the belief comes. That's when oh, I am that kind of person comes. All right, so that is lifestyle medicine in a nutshell. So it's about being consistent with the basics. It's about learning to live in a way that is supportive of your health, supportive of your body, not fighting against it. It's not, lifestyle medicine is not a plan, the lifestyle medicine plan. Oh, good, I could maybe change my program name to from the Happy Body Project to the Lifestyle Medicine Plan. It's a practice. It's lots of different practices done over a period of, like, no, forever. It's not even done over a period of time, it's done forever. Because it's not about doing more, it's about doing what works, what matters, and what you can do consistently well. So do not go away and try and overhaul your life to improve all of those areas, because you can't do it all at once. This is why so many people fail at the all or nothing. Just look at all those 6 things that I've talked about, and where can you make one tiny improvement in one or two of those pillars. That's it. Because when you stop chasing the next fix, whatever the fix may be, the fix might be the number on the scales, it might be the the mood, it might be oh, I want energy all day. Like, when you start mastering the fundamentals and do those things, you don't need to chase anything, because it will happen naturally. It'll be a natural byproduct of the things that you're doing, um, instead of chasing. Yeah, stop chasing. Okay, so that's me done. My rant is over. Well, I haven't stopped hitting my hand off my leg. Um, Share, like, let everybody listen. Um, and if you're ready to start putting this stuff into practice, and you really want to do it properly and not just keep second guessing yourself or falling off the wagon, come and join my program. It's yeah, it's cool. Or find me on Instagram, follow me on Instagram. There's loads of freebies on my grid, and you'll see more information and things. Or in the show notes, there's a link that you can join for my weekly email. That's where I go a bit deeper or ranty, depending on the day of the week. So yeah, it was actually really enjoyed doing this episode, because although lifestyle medicine sounds like a new thing, this is the stuff that I've been teaching since I became a health coach. So I feel like I'm being heard now. All right. Have a great day, and I will speak to you in the next episode. And just like that, we have spiced up another episode of Piss Off Perimenopause and the musings of a bullshit queenager. Massive shout out and a huge thank you for hanging out with me today. I really hope you've been entertained. And remember, don't be shy, hit that subscribe button. And until next time, keep those heels high and standards higher. Remember, it's all about glowing, growing, and downright owning it. So catch you on the flip side, and don't forget to click the link in the show notes to get your freebie.